Impact of trade wars on your finances. Join me as I dive deep into the impact of trade wars on our finances and see if I can find ways to protect my wallet. Trade wars have become a major concern in today's economy, with many countries imposing tariffs on each other's goods and services. This has significant implications for our personal finances, and it's essential to understand how trade wars can affect our household budgets and spending power. Trade wars lead to increased costs for goods and services, which can have a ripple effect on our finances. When countries impose tariffs on each other's goods, the costs are typically passed on to consumers. This means that everyday items like food, clothing, and electronics can become more expensive. As a result, households may need to allocate more money to these essential items, leaving less room for discretionary spending. The impact of trade wars on our finances can be far-reaching. For instance, a tariff on imported goods can lead to higher prices for consumers. This can be particularly challenging for low-income households, which may already be struggling to make ends meet. Moreover, trade wars can also impact the prices of services, such as transportation and tourism, which can further strain our finances. Trade wars can also affect the prices of raw materials, which can have a knock-on effect on the prices of finished goods. For example, a tariff on steel imports can lead to higher prices for cars, appliances, and other steel-containing products. This can make it more expensive for us to purchase these items, which can be a significant burden on our finances. Companies like Apple and Walmart have seen significant increases in costs due to trade wars, and these costs are often passed on to consumers. The prices of everyday items like smartphones, electronics, and clothing have risen as a result. The automotive sector has also been affected, with tariffs on imported car parts leading to higher prices for new vehicles. The effects of trade wars on different sectors of the economy can be complex and multifaceted. For instance, the agriculture sector may see increased prices for imported fertilizers and equipment, while the tech sector may see higher prices for imported components. This can lead to a ripple effect throughout the economy, with many industries feeling the impact of trade wars. Trade wars have led to price increases in various products, including food, beverages, and household goods. The prices of soybeans, for example, have risen due to tariffs imposed by China on U.S. soybean imports. This has had a significant impact on the agriculture sector and has led to higher prices for soy-based products. To mitigate the effects of trade wars on our finances, it's essential to adopt smart budgeting strategies. We can start by identifying areas where we can cut back on discretionary spending and allocate more money to essential items. We can also explore alternative purchasing options, such as buying locally sourced products or shopping during sales. By being mindful of our spending habits and exploring alternative purchasing options, we can reduce the impact of trade wars on our finances. We can also consider adopting a more flexible approach to budgeting, which can help us respond to changes in the economy. This might involve setting aside a portion of our income in an emergency fund or investing in assets that are less vulnerable to trade wars. In conclusion, trade wars can have a significant impact on our personal finances, and it's crucial to be aware of these effects. By understanding how trade wars can lead to increased costs and adopting smart budgeting strategies, we can mitigate the impact on our wallets. In summary, the main points discussed are that trade wars lead to increased costs, affect household budgets, and have a broader impact on the economy. I encourage you to share your experiences in the comments and invite you to watch another video on financial strategies during economic uncertainty.